shows you that nobody's perfect in this free agent era, right?
No, week 1 they played the Texans. That was a Thursday night game.
The Texans was the Thursday night game? Okay.
Yeah. Week 2, I think they played the Chargers. That's when Herbert made his debut.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah, man. And then like in the NFC side of things, right now, like the Seahawks are 5-0, right? But it doesn't feel like a good 5-0. Like it's not, you know what I mean? Like they haven't. Their defense obviously is terrible, like historically terrible. Like everything, you're going to have a shootout, bet the over on them almost every time. And Russell Wilson is just doing phenomenal things right now on the football field. Him and that DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, like that connection is the best in football right now for my money. But it doesn't feel like the Seahawks team. I don't fear them. Like if I'm an NFC team and if I have to go play the Seahawks, it's not like fuck. It's not like I'm going to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like as much as we just talk about this KC Chiefs. So like, that's just kind of feel I got from them. I don't know what it is. Like Russell Wilson is great. He's an MVP right now, but they just don't feel like a clear-cut favorite to me in the NFC right now.
I can totally appreciate what you're saying because they strike me very much like Kansas City. And I think that's a product of what I was saying, where every team is kind of flawed. And with Seattle, it's mainly that they can't put any pressure on the quarterback, but also that in general, that's led them to have a very bad defense. And again, what I said kind of came true. They played another tight game. Yes, Russell Wilson was able to run a drive all the way down the field and ultimately take the win for the team. But that's not going to happen every week. And I feel like they've been lucky to squeak by a couple of games. There's some bad coaching there by Zimmer. You're up 5 late in the game with the ability to kick a field goal. You go for it and then allow Seattle to come down the field and score. I thought that was just, not good. But I don't know. I'm not a coach in the NFL, and I guess the analytics say to go for it there. But, man, easy opportunity to put yourself up 8. I'd be taking that all day. But to the greater point here with Seattle, obviously a dynamic offense. I think they're gonna be just fine as far as making the playoffs. But they're certainly flawed. This isn't a team that's unstoppable as their 5-0 record would have you think. So
I think that's the one thing, like you said, and I kind of want to touch on that point that you made. There isn't one set dominant team that we could just hang our hat on and say, okay, that's the team that's going to be representing this conference in the Super Bowl. On the AFC side of things, majority of people are going to pick the Chiefs based on what they did last year and also Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and that's a smart pick. But at the same time, you got 4 or 5, 6 other teams that look really good. Buffalo, they could be there. Baltimore, they're still hanging around. Pittsburgh, they're still undefeated. Fucking Tennessee, they're still undefeated. We seen what they just did yesterday. Cleveland has got their shit together now, and now they're looking like a true contender, and they can run the ball on anybody. So it's going to be like one of those things, like the old boxing saying, "Style makes matches, style makes fights," and I think it's going to come down to that. Once these playoffs get going, is going to be which team is matching up with which team and which style is going to be able to impose their will on the other. And man, I'm looking forward to it. This is an exciting season, man. Every fan base is excited right now. Everybody's feeling good. Well, not everyone, but all the teams right now that's 5 or 4-0 and 5-1 and shit like that. So yeah, man. I've
got to tell you, I share your feeling of looking forward to the games down the stretch. Like you mentioned, there's a lot of teams out there that could do some damage in the playoffs. There's some sneaky teams that have kind of played above their stature, or what you would have thought would have been their stature. Like Carolina is one for me. Already made mention of how bad Atlanta is, so it could be a product of just Atlanta being that bad. But even without Christian McCaffrey, this team has found some success, and they've got a great wide receiving core there. And I'll tell you what, that Mike Davis can play too. So a well-coached team. I think Matt Rule has been great for them. And how about a shout out for Teddy Bridgewater, another 300-yard passing game. He looks like he could be the real deal there. So
Carolina's good, man.
Yeah,
that's a good team.
All-around good team. I really like how they play, and I'm very excited moving down the stretch to see teams like that that are kind of on the cusp of being good to kind of line up against some of these teams that we've seen already are very good. I'm excited for this week's Beat the Odds already, man. A cool slate of games coming up this week, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Speaking of Beat the Odds, I got a bet that I think you should go capitalize on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and this one's for the listener. Here's a sneak peek on this one.
Spoiler alert, it's coming out now?
Yeah, this is one I got to get off my chest because I'm about to go bet it tomorrow. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens are favored against the Eagles -7.5. It started off at 7. I'm mad I didn't get it at 7, but 7.5 I still like. Bet the house because we're going to blow them out. Like, this game is going to be bad, Rueter. That's my lock of the week already. That's going to be a blowout. And, yeah, bet the house on that one.
That bad, huh?
That bad. It's going to be that bad. And trust me, when I did this last time, I said, what was it? Week number 2 against Houston. I looked at the line and I was like, oh, wow, that's all we're favored by? Bet the house. That's the lock. Boom, do it. Trust me on this one, guys. I know my shit. I know my Ravens. I know this Philadelphia Eagles team. I followed them very closely. As well as they played against Pittsburgh. I get it. Like, they was in the game the whole time. There's a lot of fluky shit that went on for this Eagles team. For them to be in that game, this team is bad. That Eagles team is not good. Go bet the house.
I love it, man. I love the sneak peek. I love where your head's at. Were there any more games you wanted to touch on here? What else strikes you as interesting when you look up and down week 5?
Nothing else really stood out. I mean, Tom Brady not knowing it was 4th down. That was kind of funny.
yeah, that was a great moment for me. Just one of those things, right? I mean, it happens in sports. It just usually doesn't happen to Tom Brady when the game's on the line. So kind of that juxtaposition of that goofy mistake happening with such a veteran guy who's been known for being clutch his entire career is definitely very funny. But I think, that Tampa Bay team, that's a team that I put up there kind of like with Carolina. They've got a lot of talent, maybe more talent on paper than Carolina, but they're kind of flawed too. So it should be a lot of fun down the stretch, man. I love that Chicago led by Nick Foles, another surprising upset of a Tom Brady team. Any football fan has to kind of love that. But
hey, Nick Foles is Tom Brady kryptonite, baby. Can't do nothing with that boy.
That's right. You can't get by him. But another game that stood out to me, if I'm being honest, though, that I wanted to talk about a little bit was, how about my Miami Dolphins? That was
Miami Dolphins.
Fins up, man. I'll tell you, that was a bizarre game.
I beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I really thought, the way San Francisco's handled themselves with all the injuries that.
Hey, bitch Jimmy G, bro.
Yeah, just a straight up benching.
Y'all made San Fran bitch Jimmy G.
Yeah, that I did not at all see that coming. A 43-17 pounding. That's all I really have to say about that. And
it honestly wasn't even that close.
No, it wasn't. And I'll tell you, that's the difference of getting Ryan Fitzmagic or Ryan Fitztragic. And
bro, y'all had
magic shows up. It's Miami can hang with anybody.
It was 30-7 going into halftime. Y'all could have hung 50 on them easily. Y'all could have easily hung 50 or 60 on them. Hey, I just took the foot off the pedal. That was ridiculous, man.
Insane.
That was ridiculous.
That for me was the shock of the week. Absolutely.
I feel you because we all picked San Fran to win that game.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, outright at home, no less. Miami went into San Fran and did that to them.
Stumped them
on the road. Yeah. So,
shout out to your Dolphins, man. 2-3, man. Y'all still got playoff hopes, man.
2-3, yeah. I mean, in a division where the schedule is very tough, for everybody across the board. So the Patriots don't seem like they are what they were. And the Bills, we saw, got exposed this week, and they've got some defensive problems and a very, very tough stretch of games coming up. So interesting, man. And I like Brian Flores a lot. I think he's really got the guys playing for him. It seems as though everybody on the team is bought in. And when everything's clicking, we've seen that offense can play. So that was one that stood out to me there as just a absolutely bizarre occurrence.
Shout out to your Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right, man. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about. You got anything else you want to touch on?
Aside from the fact that I would like it known that, I've been picked on, I've been ridiculed, I've been harassed, I've been harangued, I've been beat up. And why? Over those Minnesota picks. And I'll be damned if they don't lose every week, but cover that damn spread. Just like we said, the Jets never cover the spread. Minnesota's going to cover that spread. And I got primetime Kirk out there again.
Hold on.
What?
So when you're picking your Minnesota Vikings, you're picking them to win.
No.
You picked them to win. No, not just cover.
Let me remind you and our faithful listeners out there that when we're playing Beat the Odds, when we're out there giving our picks, that is for betting purposes.
Right.
The spread.
Okay.
They keep giving Minnesota. You keep giving Kirk Cousins points. He's going to lose that game for you, but not by much. You know what I mean? So, hey, I'll take him every week.
It sounds like such like a fucking 90s movie. Like,
oh, it is.
Hey, listen, we may not win them all, but we're going to keep it close, damn it. That's the speech that Zimmer is giving them.
Yeah. You like that?
Like that, Kirk?
Yeah,
I mean, hey, you've been nailing them, man. I got to give credit where credit due. You've been saying Minnesota's going to cover, so
they're there, man. But
I'm gonna be curious.
That's my little preview of Beat the Odds this week. Is look out for Minnesota again. I'm sure.
Oh man, shout out to Captain Kirk. Listen, man, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're listening to this episode, we really do truly appreciate you guys. We have a lot of fun doing this. We hope that you have fun listening. We hope that you're enjoying the content. And tell a friend, tell somebody to come listen. Give us a shot. Get us a sponsor. We want a water sponsor. That's the first sponsor I want, Rueter. For this podcast, I would love a water sponsor, preferably something that is like a lower level water sponsor, so that way we can kind of grow together and just kind of go from there, man. That's what I want.
Do you know Curtis Jackson at all? Do you know him at all personally? Can you reach out to 50 Cent by any chance? Because wasn't he involved in like a Life Water? Didn't he have a major deal?
Yeah, but I have been trying to get in contact with him. He has yet to reach me back, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, in fairness, he's been very busy, so that's probably has nothing to do with you. That's him. That's on him. You heard that, 50 Cent? That's on you.
You heard that, 50 Cent?
But either way, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, and stay healthy so that you can keep tuning in every time we push out the new content, whether it be something like this where we're just kind of talking football, whether we have a themed episode like just recently with our top duos.
Hey, I didn't release that yet. Hold on.
Hey, that's coming soon. That's a great one. And then, of course, our Beat the Odds segment. So keep listening. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Can't wait to hear from you. Bryce, tell the people how to get in touch with us.
You can go follow us on Twitter, SYE Pod. Go and like our Facebook page, Sports Your Enthusiasm Sports Podcast. Email us, sportsyourenthusiasmpodcast@gmail.com. You heard what the man said. Drink more water. Take your vitamins. Love everybody. Everybody love everybody. ELE. And y'all take
like that.